You said it would happen. And Margot, I apologize to you, little baby girl. The idea you're subject to hearing a President of the United States have to deliver a policy speech is as bad as all my children have had been put through. Speaking to my children, my son Hunter's with me, and my best friend in the world, my sister Valerie's with me today. And I want them to... As the proud son of Catherine Eugenia Finnegan Biden, well, you knew I'd be coming. Speaker, Chair, Taoiseachs, all, and Deputy Prime Minister, TDs, Senators, people of Ireland, it's so good to be back in Ireland. If you forgive the poor attempted Irish, Táimé Shah Walla, I'm at home. I only wish I could stay longer. But I always have a little bit of Ireland close by, even when I'm in Washington. In the Oval Office, I have the rugby ball signed by the Irish rugby team, the ball the team played when they beat the All Blacks in Dublin in 2021. By the way, my cousin, one of Ireland's greatest rugby stars, Rob Kearney, brought it to D.C. on St. Patrick's Day in 2022 to give me. And I didn't play rugby except when I was out of law school. And I didn't play it very well. We played in a rugby club. But I did play American football and a few other sports. But I realized that, you guys are all nuts. But the interesting thing is, I'd rather have my children playing rugby now for health reasons than I would have them playing football. Fewer people get hurt playing rugby, and you have no equipment. You have 280-pound guys like we do, and you just don't hit each other in the head very often. And but anyway, all kidding aside, in 2016 I came to Ireland as vice president, bringing most of my family with me. My sister Valerie, my brother Jimmy, my daughter, and my 5 granddaughters and grandchildren. My granddaughters are crazy about me, I might add, because I talk to them every single day. I send them a note. Together we explored our family history, visiting the Cooley Peninsula, where the Finnegans' ancestors earned their living on land and in sea, and walking the streets of Ballina, where my great-great-great-grandfather Blewett lived with his family before relocating in 1851, eventually settling in my hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yesterday I returned to County Louth, where I toured the Carlingford Castle, likely one of the last glimpses of Ireland my Finnegan ancestors saw as they gazed on their way out in what in those days was referred to as a coffin ship. And they sailed out of Newry in 1850. I wasn't going to say this, but I'll say it anyway. The idea was, I later learned from the Irish Times, they did a little background check, and my good friend Barack Obama, and he is my good friend, his grandfather was a shoemaker like mine, sailed 5 weeks earlier from the same port. The idea they both sailed for a new life and thought their grandchildren, their great-great-grandsons would both be president, I think is really a little bit of Irish malarkey. But it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Tomorrow, I'll also revisit County Mayo and remember the history and hope and the heartbreak my Blewett ancestors must have felt leaving their beloved homeland to begin their new lives in America. I say all this not to wax poetic about bygone days, but because of the story of my family's journey and those who left and those who stayed is emblematic of the stories of so many Irish and American families, not just Irish-American families. And these stories are the very heart of what binds Ireland and America together. They speak to a history defined by our dreams. They speak to a present written by our shared responsibility. And they speak to a future poised for unlimited shared possibilities. So today, I'd like to reflect on the enduring strength of the connections between Ireland and the United States, a partnership for the ages. It begins in our shared history, dating back to the very founding of the United States. The Irish hearts that helped kindle the torch of liberty in my country and fire its revolutionary spirit. The Irish blood from across this island that was willingly given for my country's independence. The Irish hands that laid the foundations of a new kind of future, one from the bottom up and the middle out, one built on freedom. You know, the great waves of immigration that brought our ancestors to the United States in succeeding decades carried millions more Irishmen across the sea. Most of them arrived a little more than with hope in their hearts and strength in their dreams and beautiful memories of an emerald green isle, a home they would never fully leave behind. I've never met an Irishman in America who doesn't think he will hope